Community Board 4, Business License and Permits Committee. We have a less than extensive agenda. As some of you may have heard, it may be a record. We only have 3 items on the agenda. And we're meeting in Zoom. I was going to say not the usual, but we've been meeting by Zoom for the last year. This is by executive orders that we can do this rather than meet face to face. So my name is Bert Lazarn. I'm the co-chair of the committee, and like everyone else on the committee, to introduce yourself, and our staff member as well.
I am Frank Halsey-Biet, the other co-chair.
Hi, Wendy Gonzalez.
Sabrina Riveron.
Carrie Keenan.
Rob Walker.
Inga Ivchenko, public member.
Twee Pham.
Mike Noble.
So we're up to 9. And our staff member.
Nelly Gonzalez.
Welcome. So we have 3 items on the agenda, 2 for full liquor, wine, beer, and cider licenses, and 1 for a wine, beer, and cider license. Item 1 on the agenda is 242, 244 West 16th Street. It's the Gray Dog, but I guess business, it's called Goose Holdings, Inc. Who's here from?
I am.
Okay, would you like to do the
I am
presentation?
too.
And my name's Robert Callahan from Michael Kelly's office. And with me is one of the owners, David Ethan.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
And gals.
Okay, so this is an OP transfer and upgrade application. So you know the establishment as the Gray Dog. Well, Moose Goose Holding Inc. is the sole stockholder now of Gray Dog. So David and his partner Peter both own 38% of the business, which is 76% total. 24% an investment company owns. So they're changing all their entities from Gray Dog to Moose Goose Holding Inc. The name of the place is still going to remain Gray Dog. The 2 partners, David and Peter, are still going to be the operators. There's going to basically really be no changes except the upgrading of the license to a liquor license. So this location has 23 tables and 48 seats with 1 service bar. And it also has 4 small cafe tables outside the front doors. There's a little recessed area. So they have the 4 tables there with 8 seats. They've had that for a while as well. Only background music, 7 a.m. to 12 a.m., 7 days a week. So they're not changing their hours. They're not extending them. No real operational changes. Their newest location that they had opened down on West 26th Street seemed to be having success with an OP license, especially for the brunch. People love the Bloody Marys. So we're bringing that to all the locations. We just got approved down Community Board 2 for 3 similar changes to the locations, but the Gray Dog name will stay. David, if you got anything you want to add, feel free. Otherwise, we'll be happy to answer questions.
No, I think you just about got it there. Menu stays the same. Price structure stays the same. Everything stays the same. The only difference is We currently, we make everything right now. We still do cocktails right now, but they're not with, real alcohol.
Michael, I just have some technical questions about the form. You didn't circle any kind of music on page 2. You said you're going to want background music?
Yes, just background.
Okay. And I just want to make sure you understand the 12 a.m. closing. For us, that means the place is vacated of all customers by closing time. So by 12 a.m., the customers all have to be gone. Is that your understanding in the closing time you want?
David, what do you think?
Yep, absolutely. We're really a brunch place. So my team gets there at 7 o'clock in the morning pre-COVID. I hope to get back to that standard, in the fall at least. But we're not a late night place. We've never been a late night place. And in the 15 years I've been in this location, we've never closed later than 11:30.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And then on page 5 of the STIP form, the outdoor items other than sidewalk cafe, I take it all those answers are about your participation in the open restaurants outdoor dining program?
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm just
all except for the second one down says open dining in the parking lane and 4 and 8 seats in front. The 4 and 8 seats are those 4 little cafe tables, so those will be there.
So those are actually on your own property? They're not on the sidewalk? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a combination of both. So
Yes.
your answers will apply to both. And then the only other question I had, and it may be the way we've worded the question, are you going to have amplified music outside?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to change that. Our question reads, will there be no amplified music? And you said no. I think I'm going to change that to yes.
Okay. Yeah. Change that to yes. There'll be no.
And then just write in no amplified music so it's clear.
Sorry about that.
All right. That's all I have.
Are there anybody else from the committee that have any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, this is Rob. I do. As far as it goes for the tables outside, are we limiting them to a 10 p.m., considering even though they're on property, that it's still an outside table?
Yeah, they didn't answer that question of the closing time.
Right, Michael, again, that's on page 5, the 4th question down. Are you closing the outdoor tables by 11 and 10 on weekdays, 11 on weekends?
Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to check with you about since the tables were on the private property. Well,
that's our ask for all outdoor tables.
Okay. Yeah, David, the seats outside in by 10 and 11 on the weekends? Okay.
Yep, that's more than fair.
Okay.
And the same on the open restaurant.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And the other thing is, as far as it goes, I believe you got French doors coming in and out. Will they remain closed at all times?
The French doors are on the right side of the building. I generally, my thought process there is I try and leave them open. We have screens there.
I think the idea is about whether when there is amplified music, you would leave them open or not.
Well, it's background music.
As long as nobody can hear it from the street.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the doors open.
Strange amplified music, isn't that more or less television or something?
No TVs.
Like the game?
No games, no TVs in the place.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
But someone just said screen.
Like screen to keep bugs out.
Sorry about that. I thought you meant a TV screen. Okay, got it.
Okay, that kind of a screen.
That kind of is.
Not a video screen. Tweet?
Yeah, I'm looking at the photos on 16 to 25 of the PDF, I think after the menu, and I see a side view, and it looked sort of, I don't know, shallow in terms of right in front of the doors. And then I see the next photo where you have these, looks like flower beds that are parallel to the base of the residential stairs.
Yes.
So that's like the property line for you guys, and that's not considered the sidewalk then?
It's the property line. Yep.
And behind those, you'll see it's like an outer entrance.
Mhm.
There's an actual ramp. The sidewalk goes down so that handicap access is available.
It's really hard to see from the photos.
Yeah, I
but
know it
okay.
is. When I sent my guy to take the pictures, what I wanted him to do was to stand on the steps and take them down into there, but he did not do that for me.
So
Okay.
right in front of right behind the flower beds is where the table will be for the 4 people, I think.
In front of you see the windows?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're small little cafe tables, so they've been there. David, how long have we had the tables out there?
As long as we've been in the location.
And then they don't get in the way over there?
Nope, there's actually, obviously the picture's not showing it. Which side are we talking about? I want to make sure I get this right. Left or right?
The left.
Left side. So there's a handicap ramp. And right next to the ramp, there is an elevated platform where the tables rest.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Okay, Christine, did you have
Yeah,
your
you know what?
question?
Actually, it's kind of deep, so you can't see the depth of it. So the ramp would be like in front, and the tables would actually be right by those, what they look like French doors, but they're windows.
Yes.
I think we're good.
You're good, Christine?
Yeah, I had the same question as Robert.
Okay. Inga?
So I just want to ask about your sandwich board. It's typically out on the sidewalk. It's lovely, but it's illegal. They have to be leaning up against your building. And the other thing I wanted to say is I haven't walked by recently, but do you guys have speakers in the outdoor shed?
They're disconnected.
Okay. So when I walk by next time in the evening, I won't hear them?
Disconnected. Yep.
Okay, because those are illegal as well.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Just move your sandwich board in and I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Nellie, do we have anybody from the community who has any questions? Raised hand?
No, no one.
Okay.
Rob Walker has his hand raised.
Is that Rob again? Rob?
It's an old hand.
Sorry about that. It's taking me a second. I keep on getting muted. Getting into the restaurant, is it ADA? Is there a ramp for people who, for accessibility for a wheelchair?
Yes.
Yes.
That's your question, Rob? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to make a motion, but
Are you finished with your questioning, Rob? Because we're about to.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if it was a permanent or is it a temporary ramp that when someone needs to come in, they put it in?
It's permanent.
No, it's permanent. It's always there.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would like to second Christine's if we're at that point yet.
Well, Christine hasn't made it yet. Christine, would you like to make a resolution?
yeah, I did. Make a motion to approve.
And is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Just
Aye.
Aye.
We're approving as amended, right?
say what?
We're approving as amended, as discussed?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, yeah, aye.
the only way.
And they
Those
had really
opposed?
good Bloody Marys.
Well, Inga, that's not part of the. That's not part of the.
That's not the
discussion.
amendment there. That's not part of the amendment.
But
Sunday.
it's an ad. It's
Let's,
good.
just because we have only three items on the agenda,
Yeah.
doesn't mean we have to expand them out in substantial ways. Okay, all those opposed? Those abstaining, present not eligible? I think it passes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much. Have a great evening.
Welcome to the
everybody.
community, but you're around, have been around for a long time.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Take care.
Okay, item number 2 is 602 9th Avenue, 43rd Street. This is for a wine, beer, and cider license.
Correct. Hi, Hector Luxiadis, and I'm the attorney for the applicant. The applicant has been there for approximately a year, and they've decided they want to apply for a wine and beer license. Kostas is here with us. He'll answer any questions that you may have.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Any
Okay.
questions from the committee?
Hector, I just had one technical question on the STIP form, page 3 on building design. It looks like you didn't answer the question about whether you'll comply with the New York City noise code. I assume the answer is yes.
Yes, the answer is yes. I'm sorry, I'm looking for, okay, I don't see it.
It's about 10 down, right above the,
On the
question about French
application,
doors.
on the application form?
yeah, on our form, page 3.
Page 3, okay. Community notification relations, is that where?
No, it's the thing that's, yours printed out oddly for some reason. It's the page,
Oh,
it's the page entitled business design, building design.
okay, let me see. Building design, okay, yes, I see.
So
And
about 10 down, will applicant apply with the NYC noise code?
yes, of course, there isn't going to be, obviously, there's no live music. And Costa, is it correct to say that there isn't going to be any sort of loud music in any way?
Nope,
Is there
no
going
music
to
in
be-
any way.
No, in any way. So there's not even going to be any background music. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay, because it looks to me like you highlighted jukebox on the second page. Is that?
Yeah, no, that's not correct. The form was a little difficult to maneuver. I see that, yes, it may be highlighted, but no, there will not be any music.
Okay, I'll make those 2 corrections then. Thank you.
Mhm.
thank you.
Right, I'll just mention it. We have an email from Kathleen Treat, who's a community member, saying, and a full liquor license next. Why should we grant this wine beer? This was for so many years a much better used space, a beloved secondhand shop. The guy still owns the building as he did his father before him and leases it. Owning a coffee shop across from a successful Starbucks may not have been the best business plan, but the community shouldn't have to put up with more alcohol consumption because of that decision.
Well,
So I have a few questions.
yes.
Is that okay, Frank and Bert?
Christine, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
done.
Yeah, after, on that same page, I was a little confused about the answers because it says yes, no, and no on every line.
Yes, I'm not sure why it printed out this way.
Okay, so just tell us. So first of all, are you going to have French doors, garage doors, or any of that?
No, I don't believe. Costa, are there any French doors, garage doors,
Nope.
openings to the street?
No,
or
no.
there are no openings?
Very
All
close
right,
window.
so Frank, if you could take notes, right? Then they say, will you close all the windows when there is music? And I know you are not going to have music, but if there is, I presume you would say yes, right?
Yes, yes, we would say
Right,
yes.
okay.
If there is music, then.
And
would
then we
close the
say, are you
window.
going to close the windows by same thing, 11 and 12?
Yes, but I don't know that there are any, Costa, are there any windows that open to the
Nope,
outside?
nope.
No, there aren't any windows that
No,
open.
no
You have a
windows
door,
open,
right?
only the
Somebody
door,
put
There's a
only the
door.
door.
Yes, only the door.
So the door would be closed, okay.
And Christine,
then-
your hours are asking until 10.
Okay, all right, that's why this is confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the sound is not applicable, that's what you are saying, okay.
Yes, yes.
Got it,
Okay.
now I'm getting it.
Mhm.
Any other questions from the committee? And from the,
I have a question.
go ahead, Twee.
I'm looking at page 12 of 21 where, am I right? This is called the grind?
Yes, Costa, it's called the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Le laisse
Yes,
parler?
Grind NYC Coffee Shop.
Yes. So it says NYC coffee shop, but we're asking for a liquor license. So it seems a little strange. And
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, the beer and wine license.
Yeah, so what's your question. Oh, because it's called a coffee shop?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it has a full menu. So coffees are what, you know, the main part of the, I guess the store, the concept was to be a cafe, but they have a full menu and they have a full kitchen.
Okay. A full menu meaning looks like breakfast and lunch, right? Because it also from the photos looks like sort of a, there's some tables there, but it's sort of like a galley / takeout place with like those little bins where you choose your ingredients and things.
Well, the tables are minimized at this point because they're limited indoor dining.
No, I'm talking, okay, I'll go to page 17 of 21. It looks like under the casings, maybe that's like a deli thing, right? Where you have all these spreads or sandwiches there. I can't tell because it's black and white.
Let me see. Okay, I see those would be for the sandwiches, the different spreads for the sandwiches.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable adding beer and wine to this type of menu and with the sign saying coffee on it. So that's just an FYI.
So if the sign didn't say coffee, you would be okay with it? And if it just said the Grind New York City Sandwich Shop?
I don't want to cause trouble. I mean, don't get me wrong, the design is nice because it does look like a coffee shop and the Grind can actually refer to New York City being what it is. So yeah, I think just saying coffee shop would be misleading, but just the foods don't really seem conducive to, I'm going to have a beer with my sandwich. I'm going to have a glass of wine with my sandwich.
No,
Well, we have salads.
I think it's like a sandwich shop, but people, hey, if you want a beer or you wine, you could get it. You know, Starbucks even turns around and some of them now have liquor licenses because they serve different products.
Now, there are lots of places like this around. And I look at the one at the corner of 25th and 9th, for example. It's one of the first that has, you know, a significant amount of beer and even liquor there. It's a coffee shop. So this is not unusual, I must say.
We have it in our district with Starbucks too.
Well, I think it's like, you know, in the English pubs. I mean, every place which is a sandwich place allows you to drink beer.
And this
we
is the
have
Greek
full
place.
menu. We have full breakfast menu, lunch.
Sure.
And people in the morning, they like to have some mimosas. And we like to be for everyone. And even Starbucks, like you guys said before, they do have beer and wine, even full liquor.
We have one on 8th Avenue. It's a coffee shop with wine and beer.
Most of this saying this is not a new concept.
No, there are a lot of them.
Okay.
Mimosa doesn't have beer or wine, but okay.
Good point.
Okay.
Well, most is Prosecco. It's considered a wine.
Oh, if you have Prosecco on it. Okay.
I have a motion.
Wait, I first want to see if there's anybody from the community who has anything to say. Nellie?
No one has their hand raised.
Okay. Do you have a motion, Christine?
I second Christine.
Second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
Abstaining? Present not eligible. Okay. Looks like it passes. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Thank you, folks.
Thank you. And it's not even 7 o'clock, and we're on the last item of the agenda. Number 3.
Woo!
Let's hurry up.
Like that.
85 10th Avenue. And hours of operation 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. This is the only one that we have that's going past midnight, 7 days a week. This is a large venue, capacity 714 with 114 tables, seating 472. Who'd like to present? Jeff? The lawyer?
I will.
Okay. Brian?
Nice. So first of all, I think we have Thomas Radecki listed as an attendee, but if possible, can he be promoted to a to an applicant. I'm not sure that's possible on your end.
No, it is. Nellie, can you do that?
There it is.
Yes, I did.
Okay, thanks, Nellie.
Done.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Everybody.
Brian Fink. So I am attorney representing 85 10th. This is a new OP liquor license at 85 10th Avenue. It's where the Del Posto is right now. Applicant is 85 10th Restaurants LLC. And we have one of the principals, Jeff, here with us tonight. We also have Keelan and Tom as well. So this is going to be a restaurant very much in the same vein as Del Posto. Hours are going to be the same. The music will be the same. There will be some slight variations to the method of operation, which Jeff can talk more about in a second. But as you saw from the packet we submitted, there's a pizzeria area, there's a main dining room area, and then there's this banquet sort of cocktail lounge area in the basement. So as Bert mentioned, it has large capacity. That said, the seating right now is only about 500, a little more than 500, still leaving quite a bit in terms of maximum occupancy. Outdoor dining is just limited to the Open Streets, Open Restaurants program. Right now, there's no intention to apply for any DCA sidewalk cafe license. And that's about it. I'd like to just turn it to Jeff. Briefly talk about
Brian, before you do, Bert and I did a site visit.
Okay.
And our understanding was, in addition to the Del Posto space, you're taking over the space immediately to the south. There was one John Dory and a few things after that. That's correct, right?
Right. And we tried to make it, as clear on the diagrams as we could. If you flip through, you'll see some red arrows pointing to, where the passageway is between what's now Del Posto and then what will be the pizzeria there, which is that sort of like banded area you just mentioned.
Right. Now, I understand that. I just want to make sure the rest of the committee knew it was actually two former spaces that are being combined in a sense.
So is the capacity the capacity is larger than Del Posto, right?
A bit larger, but otherwise, much will remain the same.
Yeah. So, hi guys, how are you? Thanks for listening tonight. I've run that restaurant for about a decade and a half before sort of this opportunity to take it over and sort of then change it presented itself. And Tom on the call was our GM for many years just before we closed back in March. Just to give you a little bit of maybe the best way of sort of explaining what it's going to feel like in there is that up until really recently, we were just going to leave the name of the restaurant the same. So we're not trying to get so far from where it was before. We recently just decided that we wanted to sort of, breathe a little more new life into the sort of the whole operation. You're right, Frank. So we're taking the space that's adjacent to the wall where the bar was, and we're going to put a pizzeria in that space. And then the other big change, or really like addition, it's not so much a change, is on that lower level to put a bar down there because so if you've ever been in the space, that lower level, which is like our banquet room where we would do like weddings and rehearsal dinners and sort of higher end dinners, we really never had a bar. So operationally, it was always kind of a necessary thing. And just to touch base on the sort of seat counts, the number that Brian threw out there, that 500-ish number, that takes into account like a potential, several hundred seats in that banquet room, which when it's not being used for that many people it drops the count way down. That's not a like, I wish I could sell a 200 person dinner. So I'm open to, if you guys have any other questions,
I have a question. If you
my chef partner on the project was the chef, and there about 7 or 8. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I don't know if it was my signal or not. Did you say something?
Yeah, I was going to ask you a
And
question.
then after Christine, Inga.
Yeah.
In your package, page 4 of 9, you say you are not going to use a vestibule, a storm enclosure and a vestibule, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have
Never
had a massive vestibule there for the
Uh,
last 10 years.
No,
You
they
mean-
said
but-
yes to vestibule. I
But-
thought.
You mean a storm enclosure outside the doors?
Yes.
We've never had a storm enclosure.
Really?
Never.
Yeah, Christine, they have a big vestibule where there's a coat check on the right when you go in. and then you
Okay,
go up a couple
so I'm
stairs.
confusing with another place, sorry.
The restaurant basically in the same building, but on the other corner had more of a storm enclosure. But
That's
we
what it
never-
is. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Could we get some more clarity on this, how big of a space the new side, how big the increase of space from Del Posto?
Oh, it's really not much. It's the space next door was only 1,200 feet or 1,400 feet. So what's happening is that space next door to us, as you went through earlier, Frank, with how many tenants have gone through that space, it's never actually worked. It's just been too small of a space. And so when we were sort of working this out, we said, let's go to the landlord and see if we can put something cool next door and sort of use some of our existing space to make it a thing that can work. And that's really what's happening, right? It's too small of a space to have too much of a restaurant that works down there, given what the landlord wants for rent.
And then did Del Posto have live music and a DJ?
Del Posto had live music every single service of its life, lunch and dinner.
But that was only like the piano player, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're, I was gonna ask about the music myself. Is that what you're
Probably-
contemplating or something more than that?
We're contemplating something in that style. I don't know if it'll be like piano alone, but it'll be, the main room's gonna have something like that. If I can sort of figure out how to do it, do it well.
And how about the DJ?
So really that's more for downstairs. We did a lot of those events down there and that's where you need it just to be able to do it, right? Like people book weddings and events like that and they want DJs and we're not a nightclub. We're not, we have a lot of club neighbors down here and we're certainly that's not who we are and who we're trying to be.
Brian, I didn't mean to interrupt. Do you have more?
No, sorry.
Also, Inga is waiting. I just said, Inga, go ahead, and then I have a
No, go
question.
ahead. Okay.
I just had a question about the time. It's 11 to 2, but you have the kitchen opening up at 6. Is there that much preparation?
I hope not. We won't be able to afford the labor costs if it is.
I was wondering, that's 5 hours between people showing up at the kitchen and opening up your doors.
Yeah, I think that might have been just for
Okay, I just wanted
possibility
to,
of having people in there earlier, but yeah.
I had never seen such a wide gap in time before.
I mean, I will say that, if you have a, and which we probably will, if you have a relatively robust baking program and we decide to do all of our breads, then there's reality to that idea.
Okay. Thank you. Inga?
Yeah, I just want to nice to meet you. I don't know you. I have frequented that place a lot when it was Bastianich, and the John Dory in between was a sliver of a place and never made sense. Tom Colicchio's on the end is gone, and that's a larger space. You're not taking that over. Del Posto's always quiet with the music upstairs. I've been to a number of private events in the past downstairs with loud music, with microphones, live instruments, full bands. It's always been quiet. So I can honestly say that I know that any music you have in the basement cannot be heard anywhere. Also, there are no residents. It's a Google building upstairs. You've got the Chelsea Market across the street. There are no people around. So it's nice to have people going out of there at night.
We're hoping to get people
I'm
around.
Yeah, I'm in favor. Just because I've frequented a lot and I know the basement's quiet. No matter what kind of noise you could possibly make, it's still quiet down there.
Well,
you can't hear it upstairs.
With a big band, and no one gave me a noise complaint on my wedding night. So
Yeah, no, you just can't hear it upstairs. So
So Jeff and Brian, just a couple of technical things on the STIP form. On page 4, there's a question about whether you're going to have a canopy. And I think there's just a nomenclature confusion. I think what you have is what we call an awning, which is something that extends out but is freestanding. It doesn't have poles. By canopy, we mean those things that like apartment buildings have that go all the way to the curb and have poles. So you're only keeping what Del Posto has, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, so I think the answer to that is no. And then on page 5, all your answers about outdoor items other than sidewalk cafe, those are all answers only for the open restaurants program, right? You're not
Correct.
looking for any permanent outdoor space now.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay,
Just
so
for
I'm
the
just
open
gonna put
space.
that this applies to, seating during open restaurants only, okay?
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet.
I think it's similar to Frank's question on 5 because, that last one was a yes, no with no circle. You see the same thing on 6 of 9, where, and some of them, at least in the bottom half, where it says, we'll use portable natural gas heaters, depends on open streets, etc. Lighting plan. But then for furniture barricades and furniture, there's no answer in those 2.
Well, Twee, the reality is that this form doesn't have anything to do with open streets and open restaurants. That has its own set of rules that community boards have no, input into and is self-certifying. So for example, on heating elements, there's a very complicated set of requirements you have to follow, including fire department approval of propane heaters. Open restaurants has its own hours. The layouts are different than under the Sidewalk Cafe program. So it's really something that is sort of independent of the STIP form. I mean, it's nice that they gave us the answers, but again, it's really going to be governed by whatever the rules happen to be for open restaurants, not anything else on this form.
Okay. I have a sort of I don't know if I should ask this question, having to do with the High Line. It looks like that's the High Line right there. I don't know if there's stairs that go near where you are or where that.
They're across the street.
Across the street.
Across the avenue, I should say, on the north, on the other block.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
There is an issue, Twee, with the High Line and if they wanted a sidewalk cafe. Remember we had that, Frank?
Although that was resolved. So there's
Yes.
actually a prohibition against having sidewalk cafes under railroad or other transportation tracks. So I think it was with John Dory, that issue came up about whether the tracks that are now the High Line applied. And I believe DCA ruled that they're not considered railroad tracks for purposes of that prohibition anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Rob? Did you have your hand up, Rob?
Yeah, I did. Hey, quick question. And I don't know if this applies. The kitchen closing at 12 a.m., but yet the music's going to continue until 2 a.m. Is that normal?
I mean, so I can tell you that the turn time or how long it takes us to get a diner through a normal dinner service there used to run between 3 and 4 hours. So you could sit at 11:30 and walk out at 2:30 or whatever, right? It's a longer meal. It's not a quick in and out usually. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's sort of the answer that we would probably stop seating people around 11 and everybody would be out by 2, but it's a longer service.
Okie doke, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any additional questions from?
Look at the raised hand there, Bert. Raised hand.
Okay, Mike. Now I see it. It wasn't there
Okay.
before. Wouldn't
All
want to
right.
ignore you. Go ahead.
Just a point of amusement. Jeff Katz is in the upper left-hand corner, and he looks exactly like Jesse does. So I thought Jesse was at this meeting tonight. Anyway, I just want.
Jesse's our district manager.
But it's an uncanny resemblance. I wanted to point out what Inga had to say about people. I don't think there's a soul in sight, living there anywhere close by. Is that right?
Maybe we should retract the
That is correct.
There are, well, let's be clear about it. There's an
Yeah.
apartment house, not across the street, but up the block.
There's no residential at all near there.
10th Avenue and 17th Street. Now, with,
That's far away.
okay, I'm just saying, you know, we're not saying there's nobody around, but I think it's called the Columbia,
Caledonia.
Caledonia.
Caledonia, right.
And then there's those new buildings going up on 18th Street and 10th Avenue. We're not talking about right in front, but there are residential to the north.
I think we talked about this is
That
a
are
restaurant.
impacted within the building.
Yeah, this is like a restaurant. It has been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
We have never heard a complaint in 10 years. So whatever
And
they
it
are
was
doing,
originally
they
the
are doing-
NBC building.
They are doing good, you know, they are doing fine.
Yeah, and Jeff has been the
Make a
person
motion.
running it, so it's not even new
Right.
management.
Right.
There's a picture of I guess it's glass building. Is that commercial? And then down the street, that's all still commercial. That's on page 43 of 54, the PDF. I can't really tell.
It's commercial.
And down the street to the right of that, that's all commercial as well.
There's a new glass building south of 14th Street and 10th Avenue. Is
That's what that photo is?
I don't have it in front of me, but that's the nearest all glass building. It just went up within the year. Commercial completely.
Can the applicant confirm this?
I haven't been over there since March, and I spent the last 15 years with the Caledonia as our only sort of human neighbors that I ever saw. On the block where the building where we are the entire block, so it's all commercial.
Right.
And retail sort of restaurant at the ground level. The building north of us is or was sort of an FBI and DEA sort of, you know, hard to access building. There's
We're
really
not supposed to disclose that.
They closed it, so there's
No, I said, we're not supposed to disclose who was in there.
Yeah, right. So, you know, there may or may not have been some really important people in that building who were our regular customers. And the building to our south is really nothing. There's a park there.
If
And
you
then
can call it a park.
things going on, like, but it, you know, I don't know when they're going to get going, and they're still at least a full building away from us, like a big building away from us.
Okay, yeah, I was asking because it's part of the application, that's all. And I didn't know if it jogged the memory or it jogged your memory from the site visit to see that.
Thank you. I want to emphasize what Christine had said. They've been operating in that same space with Jeff as the manager of Del Posto for the last 10, 12 years, and we haven't had one complaint from that site. Is there anybody from the community, Nellie?
That's a raised hand.
Did you say there is one?
No, no one.
No one raised hand.
Like to make a motion.
Second.
Wow. Okay, 7:14. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Didn't hear any nays? Abstaining, present not eligible? I think we got it.
Thank you very much.
Not to jinx us, but shortest meeting I think we've had in 5 years.
Good luck.
Looking forward to the pizza.
Yeah.
Cheers. Appreciate
I
it.
think
Good luck,
the-
guys. Good luck.
Hey,
I
one
have new
second.
business.
Luck.
Okay,
Good
Sorry,
luck.
I think the new-
Wait.
we have new business.
Yep.
It's other or new business. I don't know what you want to call it. I know I saw most of you at the full board meeting on Wednesday. I signed up to join the meeting, but I did not sign up to join the public session, along with two other people that were going to speak on the same issue. One person spoke, Carolyn, who was the only one that signed up. I just wanted to let you know, when you log in as a non-member, you don't see that you have to sign up ahead of time to join the public session to be able to speak your 2 minutes. And if you email in before the public session, you are told too late, you didn't sign up. So 3 people who wanted to speak on an issue during the public session were told they couldn't speak. You must sign up ahead of time. So nowhere on the community board's website does it tell you to sign up. And nowhere when you're signing up to join the meeting does it tell you, unless you read the entire agenda, you have no idea that you cannot speak at the public session. So I just want to let you guys know that myself and 2 other people wanted to speak about a bar.
Are you talking about Milk and Hops?
Yes, I am. I know Frank pointed it out, but they have yet to do anything about the tree pit. Trees are going to be planted.
Actually, the tree pit they were working on today, I don't know what they were doing, but they were out there doing something with the tree pit today.
I was there this afternoon. The shed is still there. There's no tree pit uncovered.
Okay. All right. So Inga, I'm sorry
there were
if it
2
didn't-
other residents that wanted to speak.
I'm sorry if it didn't, a couple things. I'm sorry if it didn't happen last Wednesday, but Bert or Jeffrey usually say you can sign up until 6:45, but
They
you
didn't.
have to sign up before that.
They didn't.
I think they were very stressed out by the length of the.
Well, I know Schumer was there, but there were 3 people that wanted to speak, and I don't know if there were others on other issues or on the same issue. But
yeah, I agree with Inga because I tried to sign up for the.
It doesn't tell you anywhere,
and I gave up and sent an email to
Right.
Janine and
So
said,
it's
"Hey, sign me up. I don't know where to go."
Correct.
And so
I emailed
that's
Jesse.
what happened. So I think we need
Lowell.
we need a new procedure.
It needs to be
for
more
people to
clear.
sign up.
Yeah.
When you
It
sign
needs-
up to join the meeting, there should be something right there, because who reads
should
the
be-
whole agenda?
Yeah.
Two
And then
things
it's
should
too
happen
late.
then.
So it's not a good public session.
Yeah.
2 things should happen then. 1, clearly it should be stated, but not only on the agenda where it is stated,
Right.
but it should be stated someplace else.
When you
Clearly,
sign up,
in a place that everybody knows everyone else will look at. But sometimes people won't go ahead to the agenda, they won't, but the one that gets the most hits, the one that people will always look at. And I think verbally, at the beginning of the meeting, before the meeting even begins, welcome, you got 15 minutes more to sign up, something
Right.
like that.
Yeah. They usually
and tell
do.
people where to go, because I couldn't find a place to sign up.
Yeah,
No,
they usually do
right.
say that. And I think raising your hand is,
Yeah.
is
I mean,
sufficient as long as you do it by 6:45.
I did. I had my hand raised early. Lowell said, "I'm sorry, we're too busy." Jesse said nothing. And then Jeffrey said, "I'm sorry, it's too late."
I think the confusion, Inga, was they thought you had raised your hand when you spoke the first time at the public meeting. And
But
so
there were 2 other people that raised their hand, and
Okay,
they
well,
didn't get it because they didn't even have an email. Like, they didn't know who to email. I even got through before everyone was done speaking, and they still said no. So
okay. All right.
yeah, it
Sorry
really
about
needs
that.
to be put out there, because
Okay.
you guys don't know. You log in as members, so you don't see it from that side. So it's not clear anywhere.
That's a good suggestion. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Is
think-
Nellie still with us?
And I think before we end, the newly mustachioed Brian Sokol wants to say something.
Yeah, so this was my last BLP meeting. I'll be moving to the east side at the end of the month.
Oh,
We need you.
Oh,
Gonna be
with
missed.
you.
Mustache, Brian?
Say that again?
Is that why you have a mustache? You think mustaches are on the east side? But
Yeah, growing it out. No, I really enjoyed my years here on BLP and the community board and overall. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where the community goes in the next couple of years. And I'll keep an eye out on everything. And I really appreciated Frank's and Bert, your guidance and leadership here on BLP.
Oh,
We would lose a valuable member.
yeah.
Very
Sorry
much
to see you
so.
go.
Yeah.
Level-headed.
Good balance.
Hey, can we have him back as honorary public member?
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Good luck, Brian.
All right, Brian, yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
all your
Thanks,
help
everyone.
over the years.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Nellie, were you able to take in what we said about the public?
Yes,
Public
Jesse and
speakers?
Janina are actually already working on that for next month.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I complained.
They're
Oh, so
working on it.
we're not the first recipients.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear, because my thought was that I'll get on the phone and call up Jesse or Nellie will, but it's already done.
Yeah.
I thought so, but I just wanted to let you guys know, because when I talked to someone else, they too said, well, we don't see that. We don't log in
Yeah,
that way.
no,
And
and-
so you guys, all of you are unaware of it.
And I was going to raise the same thing because I tried to sign up for the public session for the first time. And I was scrambling around saying, where is it?
I get emails before I became a member. I get emails and I see them as a public member the next full board meeting. And I think Bert mentioned it. It is on the agenda as you scroll down. It's not like a Dropbox links where you have to click on the agenda, but it's in red. But yeah, I hear I hear what you're saying in terms of making it the theme of the night, public session,
Yeah.
first thing to say.
It should be.
Making
It should be where
make it
you
higher
sign
up.
in.
Yeah, it should be
On
way
the same
up there.
page. Yeah, when you sign into the
It
meeting
should give you the
to
option.
be an attendee,
Do you want
do
to
you
speak?
also want to speak?
Yeah.
It should be there.
Right.
And maybe on the website, I don't know, but on
And
the
you just
agenda,
click on
who reads the
something.
agenda if you're not a member? I am
So do
only
you want
caring
one of
about.
us to, do you want one of us to write feedback by email about this?
I don't think so. I think that Lowell knows. I talk to everybody, so.
And also Nellie is here. And
Nellie's
Here's the
here. I think.
problem. Everybody knows.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to point
All
out
right.
that
Okay.
not even an hour. It's not even an hour.
Yeah, I love it.
I know. I know.
Okay.
Now I get to write a letter for
Bye-bye.
Christine. I have to write one for transportation.
Okay. Be well, everybody.
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Good luck